Prayers to the gods, weed and cigars, Venus and Mars, reach for the stars. Everything authentic about me, ain't nothing fake. Picture hurdles, we is running and jumping gates. Picture turtles, we is teenagers from the sewer. Drop jewels, I'm a clumsy jeweler. Peace to everybody on planet Earth and all across the universe. Right now you watching Healing Properties with me, Kareem Raquib. Thanks for joining me. I know it's been a while since I put out any episodes, you know, it's been a lot going on. And I appreciate everybody that been paying attention, you know, and keeping, you know, updated on what's been going on with Healing Properties and the brand and everything. So I really greatly appreciate it. All right now, this is my 5th episode. This is an exciting episode. I finally got a guest on my show. This is my first guest. Her name is Sade Walker. This is also my rock, my heart, you know what I'm saying? My lady, the lady in my life. And, you know, we've been together for 2.5 years, right? Mm-hmm. 2.5 years. You know, we got 2 kids together, you know, and we doing this black love thing. We trying to build something together and really make it work for the future and break the cycle, you dig? You know, it been a bumpy roads, it been smooth roads, but we trying to make it happen. Right now, this episode is going to be an exciting one because this episode basically going to be about black love, you know, because that's what's popping right now. You know, I know a lot of brothers that's might be attracted to the different type of females, and you know, you can be attracted to any type of female you want to, but when you get to a certain point, when you become an adult and you want to build and you want to really create something with the opposite sex, you dig, and really, you know, on some relationship type stuff and build a life. In my opinion, it should be somebody from your bloodline, from your race. You dig what I'm saying? That's from the same descendants as you. You dig? So if you Chinese, of course, Chinese people build with Chinese people. That's what they do. Asian people, I should say. You dig? And it's okay in every other culture. And I feel like it should definitely be embraced in our culture. So this episode gonna be about black love. I'm gonna introduce my guest. Again, her name is Sade Walker. You can introduce yourself. How about that?
Hi everyone, I'm Sade Walker. As he's already told you, like, we've been together for 2.5 years. I grew up in Maple Heights, went to school at OSU and then came back home, and that's kind of where we got our start from.
Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, so you say you went to Maple? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's what's up. Like, you ain't just graduate from Maple. Like, I ain't graduate myself, so you know, I know it's a lot of different things that come with graduation, and you know, like, so you like what is called valedictorian or something like that?
Yes.
You was okay, so that's what's up. That ain't no small thing. I know that, even though I ain't get to walk the stage or nothing. I know that's a big thing. So, what year you graduated?
11.
Okay, 2011 valedictorian. So you had to do the speech and all that.
Yes, I did.
That's what's up. How did that make you feel, like being the one out of your whole class, all these people you've been going to school with for 4 years? How did it feel to be able to stand up there and talk to them people?
Well, it was terrifying because I don't like being in front of the camera or in front of a lot of people, but at the same time, it's a goal I've always had. So it felt kind of fulfilling, like I was able to achieve that after I focused on it for so long.
Okay, yeah. So would you say it kind of made you feel like how you feel right now talking in front of the camera?
Yeah, probably exactly the same.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I would imagine it would be nervous to do that because that's like, you know, that's put in history for that school. You know what I'm saying? That's set in stone. Like, so I can imagine I would be nervous to do that. Definitely. So valedictorian at Maple 2011. Then you say you went to O State, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, Ohio State, the Ohio State University. How did you go? Did you check this out? How many games did you go to the whole time you was there? The whole 4 years?
I didn't go to any game.
How you don't go to one Ohio State game?
I regret it. I should have, but I just never got around to it. And you graduate before you know it. So maybe one day.
And that's when they was having their way. Like they won a couple championships while you was there, right? That's amazing. Wow. So you graduated from O State. What year you graduated from O State?
2015.
2015. So like, okay, and this is amazing to me. But so like in high school you was valedictorian, and then in college they have something like that too. What is it called? Summa cum laude or something like that?
Yeah, I got summa cum laude, so I graduated with a 3.9.
Wow, that's dope. Like, see, me personally, and we gonna speak on how we kind of relate to each other, our upbringing and stuff, but that's dope to me. If I ever went to school, that would be a goal for me, and that's something she achieved. So that was always amazing to me, and really made me admire her mind, you know what I'm saying? And that's very important to me, like a female that's intellectual, that could think anybody, you know, but her being my significant other, like that's what really attracted me to her, you dig? So now, okay, you graduated, that's what's up. So what you major in?
Nursing.
Nursing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a degree in medical science.
It was a Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Like it's its own specific degree.
Oh, okay.
Own specific college and degree.
Right, that's what's up. That's dope. Like, okay, so now you say you graduated Ohio State. What year?
2015.
2015. That's what's up. So like around the time you was in college, I remember like around the time when we met and we was talking and stuff, like getting to know each other. Like I had caught a case, so I was down the road, you know. And I don't care, it's all public record. I ain't ashamed of my past, I put it out there. So, you know, I was in prison, you dig, and she was in college, but it was so crazy because we both two young black people that came from kind of the same struggle, from the same city, you feel me? And she took one route, the positive route, and I wound up falling into the negative route. And we still here right now to talk about it, but me being an analytical person, that always been amazing to me. Like looking back at it, seeing her in college in a dorm, you know what I'm saying, with roommates in the dorm and living, and you know what I'm saying, going to school, and I'm down the road in prison with roommates in a cell, you know what I'm saying, like probably not too much smaller than her dorm. You dig what I'm saying? When you lived in the towers, it was kind of like cramped, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was really cramped. Bunk beds on both sides.
Yeah, that's just like down the road. You know what I'm saying? A 4-man cell, bunk bed, or in the county, whatever. Like, so that was always crazy to me. I called her. You was a librarian, right?
I worked at the library. I was a librarian assistant.
Okay, she was a librarian assistant, and I remember I called her every now and then. She always accept my calls, you feel me? I remember like the one thing, like I ain't really call a lot of people because I ain't want to bug people, you dig? So I called her and like it'll always be my goal. Like I just want to hear her laugh, you feel me? So I be thinking I'm gonna tell a joke trying to make her laugh, you feel me? Because it's an awkward situation when you calling from prison, you dig, and people taking time out their life just to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? And accept the call and everything. So like that'd be my goal, and I always try to make it happen. Like, but she was down there and I was in prison. We two young black people. You know, we two young black people, but this is the different dimensions of where we at in life, and the route she chose to take and the route I chose to take, and how we still came together, you dig? So how about we talk about your upbringing? You said you from Maple, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like what was your childhood like growing up in Maple?
My childhood was, I think, mainly focused on like the friends in my life because the family wasn't, you know, a super strong structure. My mom has like depression and some bipolar disorder, so she didn't really do too much. She kind of just stayed to herself most of the time. And then I didn't meet my dad till I was 17. So it was more so about like the friends that I made growing up, more so. Like I developed strong relationships with them, was really particular about the people that I spent my time with. But I do have like a few good friends like throughout that time that are still my friends today, and those kind of were the people I stuck closest to.
That's what's up. So like, I mean, my upbringing was the same way, pretty much identical. You know what I'm saying? And with the main aspects, and I did the same thing. Like my friends became my family for real, but on a different aspect. I'm sure, like, okay, if she getting good grades and she valedictorian, all that, her friends is along the same line, on the same path. You know, and me and my friends, we took the other route and wound up, you know, going to the opposite way, you feel me? Like, so we wasn't college students and stuff. We was catching cases, doing dumb stuff, and it was more or less, it wasn't just like a friendship, like she said, you know, she was particular about her friends. So because those are the people who was important to her, just like family in her life at the time, and it was the same way with me. So it wasn't just really a friendship. We was even like in a gang. It was real gang banging or organized crime, if you want to call it that. You dig? And because it was it was really more than a friendship. It was more of seeking family from what was lacked, what I lacked in my upbringing. You dig? So okay, that was pretty much the same, and we really related on that level. What's understood ain't got to be explained. So I feel like we both felt that in each other. You dig? Going through the same type of childhood. So now, you know, so you say you had a pretty good, like you probably had a crazy upbringing like me, but you was blessed.
Yeah, I would say that. I would definitely say that. I would say, like, I'm grateful for where I came from, because I know that's like a huge factor in who I am today. But it did leave me like with like some different like voids or like areas that you do feel like you miss, and even when you grow up and grow throughout life. And I think that has like kind of played a big role in our relationship and how we deal with each other as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll say the same thing, because okay, now, so at this point in time, in your upbringing and my upbringing, we then came up the same way, and we wind up meeting. You know, I remember when we met, it was just, you know, like a regular situation. Like my friend knew her friend, and we wound up meeting like that. And it was a time when like you could tell where she was going. She was set on where she was going in life. You know, I'm going to school. I'm about to graduate. I'm going to school, and this, that, and the third. And that's exactly what she did. You know, she had goals, young and had goals. You feel me? In all actuality, I can't even sit here. I have goals now, but back then I definitely didn't have goals. I was aware of the word and the concept and the idea, but I had zero goals. And you could tell based off the things that I was going through in life, it was just wherever the wind blew me. That's where I wound up. And most of the time it was in the county, you know, in the backseat of a police car, or in a crazy ass situation, you know, and from not having goals. You dig? But I seen that early when I met her, that she always had goals in life. And basically, while I'm emphasizing the differences between us doing how we came from the same thing, is that you see the routes you can take. You know, you see the routes you can take. You see it doesn't always is not gonna always supposed to end up one way. You can determine what you want your future to be. You know, so now we meet and we become real good friends. Like we know each other, and we clicked on that level. So it wouldn't matter where I was at. It wouldn't matter where she was at. We always wound up back together. You know what I'm saying? Around each other. So like, so now.
I wouldn't even say, like, I don't even know if we really understood what it was in the beginning.
Right.
Like, kept making us come back around to each other. It was just like, I mean, I think I honestly did like him from the beginning, but then there were things like, oh, I don't know if he's serious, so, you know, I just gotta keep doing my own thing. I think that was kind of the biggest thing that delayed things for so long. Right.
So like, she graduated from college from O State. Moved back to Cleveland. Right before she moved back to Cleveland, we talking, because I know she about to graduate. So I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Let me check on Sade. I know she about to come back to Cleveland, so I call myself doing that. And she, you know, I really ain't been keeping up with her, so she ain't really even thinking about me, like, because I've been showing I'm not trying to take that step, and you know what I'm saying, with her. So now she, you know, kicking it how she kick it. And I'm feeling some type of way about it. You dig? Even though I'm not stepping up to really want to, you know, do what I'm supposed to do to be with her. So now, you know, we texting and stuff. And I remember one instant when she didn't text me. It was a long text too, you did. And then me being ignorant, I text back, okay, or some silly, some two letter word or 2 words or something. So I text that back and I ain't get no text back, and then I'm thinking about, let me text something else. I supposed to say something else. So I text a long text, and I'm blocked though. She didn't block me, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, you know, but then at the same time, I'm thinking like, man, this girl, she perfect for real. That's how I'm thinking. This girl, she's so perfect. She about to be back in Cleveland, the pick of the litter. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't ready yet. Like, I ain't even, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't even mad she blocked me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't even mad because I'm like, damn, she ain't got to be bothered with me. You dig? Because I know me. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, she come back to Cleveland, then she called me. One day my phone rang. Like, I don't even know how long. This maybe was like 6 months or something crazy. Like 6 months after she done blocked me, my phone rang. I happen to be downtown. I don't even go downtown. You know what I'm saying? And she happened to be downtown. It's her friend's birthday. She downtown. You know what I'm about to talk about too. I'm fucking, y'all know Healing Properties. I gotta keep it real. So she called me. She down there. She really on a double date for real.
It was supposed to be a double date.
It was. You tell them about this.
I mean, I don't really know what else to say. It was
okay.
Like, it was set up to be a double date.
It was set up to be like a double date. I guess the dude she was, you know, clicked up with, she wasn't feeling him or whatever.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I didn't even meet him really.
She didn't even really meet him, or however it happened. But I guess I just happened to pop up in there, or the energy of us both being downtown at the same time drew us together. She thought about me. Let me call Kareem, and she called me, and I happened to be like. She was, I don't know where you was at.
I don't even know where we was.
It was something raw. It was something downtown it was an office building or a hotel or something. There was a club in it. It was a hotel party, wasn't it?
No, it was something like, I think it's the 9 or something like that. I really can't remember. I don't go out like that, but my friends used to always love going out. So I was just like, I'll give you 2 days, and this was one of them. Right,
and I was on like West 6, so she like, I'm down here. I pull up. And we just linked, you feel me? And we just linked. After that, it was like a wrap. After that, it was a wrap. After that, it was a wrap. You know, we've been together ever since. That was what, June or July?
June, I think.
June 21st or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
2015.
Yep.
So, you know, 4th of July, we kicked it, and we was together ever since. Like, you know, and now to be honest with you, you know, I'll be 30 in April, and this, in reality, if I gotta be real about it, my first serious relationship, like that I'm been trying to take serious, that I'm taking serious, you did. And that's crazy to say because it sound cliche, like, yeah, all right, nigga, you feel me? Like, what do that even mean? But at the same time, it's like, I see the type of shit. I'm getting older, but I'm seeing people older than me, brothers older than me. Feel me? Jay-Z, brothers in real life that I know, you feel me? And I'm seeing how they conducting themselves in their relationship, and that's a real example for me, you feel me? I see that actually happens, and it's supposed to happen, you know, because I feel like a lot of times we be programmed, especially young black people, but especially young black men, to feel like we got we on a timer, like we on a timer, we got a deadline, or we all feel like we gonna die. In reality, we feel like we gonna die, or we ain't gonna make it to be old. Feel me? think about Pac died when he was 25, Biggie died, he was 24. That shit scarred the psyche of young black people seeing that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And all these other kids is getting killed by the cops, or kids is killing each other. That shit like program you to feel like I ain't even gonna make it to be able to live and be married for 30 years. You know what I'm saying? I might as well have fun how I have fun now. That's how niggas psyche be. You dig? And especially when you don't have that example in the household. That's why I come back up to your upbringing and your foundation. You dig? You don't understand how important that shit is until you in a situation yourself. You dig? You don't understand how important just being in a functional adult relationship is. I'm speaking from my point of view, and I feel like a lot of brothers that I know point of view. It seemed like common sense, but that shit ain't that common sense, you feel me? You gotta reprogram your brain. Like I'm at the point now where I'm trying to reprogram my brain to think like a adult in a relationship, you did. To think like a man in a relationship, you feel me? Meaning like one woman, you did, like real talk. If that's the situation you in, you gotta accept that and respect that, you did. But it's hard. Like I remember speaking to her and we was talking about the different type of people and learning what we gonna teach our children, you feel me? Like as far as when they in relationships and if they should wait till they married and this, that, and the third. And she made a good point of like, she went to school with people that she know what was virgins while they was in school, 18 years old, 19 years old, you know what I'm saying? Females and males. But I had to remember that that's also probably what they was taught, you know what I'm saying? How they grew up, their foundation, you feel what I'm saying? Like, so it come to a point where it's like what you taught when you young is important. Okay, we can't do nothing about what we was taught when we was young. We gotta reprogram our brain and we gotta teach our children right. That's how you break the cycle. And not only what we tell them with our mouth, we gotta give them a good example from what they see. That's gonna impact them way more, what they see and how they see us conduct ourselves in our relationship. So that's where I'm getting to now with us. How our relationship been and my side of it and how I've been viewing it to try to reprogram my brain. Like, how has the relationship been going for you, or, you know, for these past 2.5 years?
I mean, like, do you mean how I've been looking at it or how I see it?
From your viewpoint of like, pretty much like from your viewpoint of the example you had growing up and where you come from to how you want our relationship to be and where it's been headed.
Okay, so I know where I come from is basically like, or I guess the example that I was shown is not where I want my relationship to go. I want this to actually be, you know, kind of, would you say, picket fence type of thing. Like, I do want like the ideal relationship, like a strong couple where like we can be there for each other's best friends and everything like that. And I feel like we've had those good moments, but we've also had like a lot of difficult ones, like, or like, there's been moments where we felt like we took 1 step forward, 2 steps back, and then there's been times we felt like we took 2 steps forward, 1 step back, like both really. But it's just like kind of getting to that like progression and like that ideal relationship has been difficult, I would say.
Understatement, extremely difficult. You know what I'm saying? From me and the shit I be doing, to keep it real, she perfect. Like I ain't met a female close to it. In my opinion, she's perfect. Like, you heard where I just said a lot of shallow shit about her accolades. That shit ain't shallow, but it's like all these females ain't walking around like that and carrying themselves like that. So that don't mean everything, but that's just a little piece of who she is as a person. And she got the biggest heart of anybody I know. This real, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, yeah, valedictorian and all that, But she also, when she was like a kid, had 30 cats. You did, like, just from she liked to kid, you know what I'm saying? Like, she a nurse now, so she was nursing them cats when she was young, kittens and stuff, and nursing their health and this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? Take care of them and stuff. You did. So she got the biggest heart of anybody I know, anybody I ever met. You dig? And she a firecracker, and I respect that. You ain't about to run over her, talk to her crazy, none of that. She gon' pop. You dig? So it's like, but me though, I'm flawed. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm flawed. I have a lot of flaws. You dig? And I believe my life done been crazy, so it's probably the things that I done been through. You dig? But I know it's a lot of things that I need to work on. I'm far from perfect. But I got goals at this point, and then it's to the point now I only be wanting her around me, just period. You feel me? As far as the people that I'm dealing with, because she's the best example of somebody that came from what I came from and reprogram their brain early. This how I want to live my life. This how I want to be. You know. So it's like, she younger than me, but I look up to her. You dig? For real. You know what I'm saying? Because I done did all the street, all that ignorant shit, nigga shit. I done did all that. I'm trying to put some degrees behind my name and really build this brand. I'm gonna have a book coming and everything, but she's my inspiration. She's my muse. You dig? And that's what it been for me in a relationship. So now we get to the point where we got two beautiful babies, a boy and a girl together. You dig? How has it been being a new mother?
It's been amazing and tiring at the same time. Like, I know, like, our first child, our daughter, like, I did go through, I think, postpartum depression, and like, I think you helped me through that the most. Because that's another thing, like, we both don't come from big, like, supportive families, so it's pretty much us two and then help if we need it. You know, it's not like offered, it's like you gotta ask for it. And that makes me feel uncomfortable because I don't like asking for anything, and neither does he really. So it's kind of, we pretty much try to do all we can by ourselves. So, I mean, I learned a lot about taking care of her and like learning how to be a mother and to just be a parent from him. And I mean, it got to the point where I was just like, this is too much, and like, maybe I should quit my job. Maybe we should just move and just start over somewhere else. Like, it was a whirlwind, but it did pass, and I would say it didn't get as crazy with my son. Like, I didn't feel as crazy. It was just, I was better able to handle it, knowing what to be prepared for and everything like that. But it's been great. I love them both to death. They're both crazy.
Mm-hmm. So now it'd be like our upbringing, it was so similar, and we always was drawn to each other. To me, I'm so out of here with my mind and the theories I be thinking up, and I be paying attention to numbers and this, that, and the third. You feel me? So it's like, it's crazy shit that with like birthdays in our family and stuff, they all lined up real weird. And you dig, like, your sister birthday, what, October when?
27.
My brother's birthday is October 20, what is it, 6 or 7?
I think it's 6 today.
Yeah, October 26, something like that. You feel me? My birthday, April 22nd. Her birthday, her brother's birthday, April 23rd. You dig? And it's a lot of other shit like that. It's a lot of shit like that between us two. Like, so I'll be looking for reasons to really know, and this my soulmate, you dig? And I'll be seeing, I'll pay attention to the numbers and all that. Like, I get that deep into it, you dig? But with that being said, we looking towards the future. We got kids now, so we trying to break the cycle and really stay strong. And I want other young black couples to know y'all can do it too. Y'all can do it too, and y'all should do it too. You dig? That's really on Healing Properties. If y'all been watching, y'all know what I talk about, and I talk about us black people and what we need to do to get up out of the situation that we in, under this oppression. You feel me? Under this tyrant they call it President Donald Trump. You dig? And things that's really gonna help us get out that situation. And this definitely is gonna be the key to it. Black love and building that and building on that and trying to do it early, younger and younger. You dig? Don't wait till you old. Don't wait till you old to really want to change your ways. And whenever is a good time. But the younger you do it, boom, we can teach the kids. The kids gonna know, and that's gonna break the cycle. You dig? And that's the most important thing. I feel like that's the most important thing to us. You dig? How we about to raise our kids and the example we gonna give them. We talk about that on a random. You know, we in the future. Well, where do you want to see our relationship going in the future?
I want to see it stronger. I want to see it just kind of flourish. Like, I want this to be like us kind of planting those roots and then moving forward. I want the flower to bloom and all of that. So,
okay, I could dig. I definitely want that too. Like, I want to be a power couple. To be honest with you, I want to be a power couple with you, like a real live power couple. Like, you know, really build something to be able to pass down to our children. You know, really be able to pass it. Like, it's deep because we talk about like how, okay, in most families and other cultures, you dig, in America, out of the whole family, you know, it's gonna be one aunt, uncle, your mother, your father that own a business, that where the people in the family could come work at the business if they want to. You dig? Like, you know, people that family own like restaurants and stuff, right? Like, it'd be the whole family working there, you dig? And I think that's so dope. I think that's awesome. And that's what I want to be able to do for my family. Have that business that I look at it like, okay, I got 5 children, but in reality, once they become of age, I got my first 5 employees potentially, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I try to look at it. So, and that's I want to have something that we can definitely pass down to them. That's my plan for the future. To be honest with you, like, we was going through some things in our relationship that you know, we had some bumps in the road and a lot of crazy situations happening, mostly, you know, from my wrongdoing. But like, I remember my first episode of Healing Properties, if y'all seen it, I was speaking about like how I feel like polygamy is a way to really, you know, strengthen the foundation of the Black family and build up the Black community. And in reality, a lot of the things that I speak on, my mind be so far in the future, how I be seeing society, you dig? And I see that might be a thing that happened to pop up and be regular in 2030 or something like that. You dig me? Right now, 2018, maybe not so much, you know, like, we went through a situation where, you know, I was looking into that and wanted to basically have us in a polygamous relationship, as far as, you know, me, her, and another female, you dig? And, you know, to be real, I tried it, I attempted it, you know, but she wasn't having it, you know, and that was that. That's it started like that and it ended like that. You dig?
I guess how I felt about it was like, maybe more so you're not wrong for feeling like that, but at the same time, you also have to know the people you're dealing with. So, in order for that to work, you got to be the type of person that, you know, that's their thing.
Right.
But for me, I see more like I feel like the bond is stronger if it's exclusive between 2 individuals. And that's just me personally. Again, to each their own, though.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's respectable. That's definitely respectable. And at the end of the day, it came down to you, how you felt about it anyway. So now we get to the point where, like I said, it's the future. I'm looking towards the future with her. You know, and I'm looking toward the future and the amazing things that we can do together and the things that we can build together. One goal that I said that I'm gonna have as far as moving forward is to be a lot more open and honest. Like, it sounds cliche, but really, like, you know, to withhold information, that's a lot too. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like my goal gotta be to be more open and honest with her, for her to be able to trust me, you know, and be able to break down her walls of distrust or how she felt about me because of the mistakes I done made. So I gotta be a lot more open and honest. How you feel about us moving forward, and the things you feel like I should work on?
I think it's mainly those same things, like trust and like honesty and like the consideration for your relationship. Because I think like one of the things like throughout this 2.5 years, I think I would do that you could vouch for me is like I would say like, is this really what you want at this time? Because I can imagine it being difficult to transition from living one way or doing one thing to doing something totally different. Like I tried to compare it to the fact that like I'm anal about cleaning, or like possibly maybe even have OCD, and I was like, that's something that's been embedded in me. So for me to just say I could turn that off would be extremely difficult. And it's kind of like, it may not be exactly the same, but that's the closest thing I can compare it to. And so I was just trying to figure out how you'll be able to maneuver or approach the situation with changing something that, you know, you're used to doing, like something that's almost kind of has been ingrained in you.
But basically saying, as far as just me, like never being in a serious relationship and always being unfaithful and things of that nature, right? I believe when it come to that it just boiled down to like wanting to acknowledge to make a change, you know, like, and appreciating what you have and knowing like this is a treasure. Like I don't want nobody else to have it, so I ain't gonna put myself in a situation where that can happen. You know, like it's like my life. You dig? My life, losing her is like losing my life, to be real. Like I'm not about to let nobody take my life or jeopardize my life or nothing like that. So I ain't gonna, just like I'm not trying to let nobody jeopardize our situation and our relationship and the bond that we got, you know. So once I made that decision, and once I realized it's really just a part of growing up, like in reality, once you find that strong black woman, you feel me, that's really, you can't even say nothing bad about, like real talk, like ain't nobody perfect, but she close as fuck, you feel me? So it's like, and the one that you really admire, you gotta hold on to that shit. You did, you gotta hold on to that shit. Like it gotta be important to you. Once you change your morals, values, and principles into something righteous, then that's the things you appreciate. Other shit you might not appreciate so much more, but this kind of thing is important, you know. So I feel good about the future with you, and I definitely want to bring you into the brand more of Healing Properties so people can get to know you more, because you're extremely talented. She got a beautiful voice, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think it'd definitely be dope if we work together more. So with that being said, I'm gonna end the video. Thank everybody for tuning in. If you have a comment, please leave it. If you're familiar with the song that's on the intro, that's Elephants. You can catch it on my SoundCloud. The link in the bio. So peace to everybody on planet Earth all across the universe. Right now, you watching Healing Properties with Kareem Raquib and Sade Walker. Peace.